welcome to the start of another blog. I have so many of these starting videos just like in my camera roll, and I really want to try to actually do this and talk about just like my life through teaching and schooling and things like that. And so I decided to start this vlog again. Happy Monday, first Monday of October. It is the last block of the day here in my high school, not college. And the way that my school works is that we have 4 blocks throughout the day that's also broken up in the middle by like a study hall block that we call E block. And so I teach for block 1 and block 2, then I have an E block, and then I teach block 3, which is when my lunch is also, and then I'm off for block 4, which I really liked. It's my second year here at the school, and I've had block 3 off and I've had block 1 off, and I really do like having this ending part of the day. I don't know, I can just kind of shut my brain off for the rest of the day. I also liked last year having block 1 off because I'm also a tired person and like to just kind of slowly start to get into my day, but I do really like teaching all the way through, and then whether that be having that break in the morning or at night in the afternoon, it doesn't really matter for me. But what do? I teach biology in the morning. I have 2 classes of biology, and then I have my study hall, my E-block, and then I go to lunch, and then I teach physical science as the last class of the day. Biology is a sophomore level class, but we're trying to like transition it to make it more freshman-like. So I have a few freshmen in there, but it's mostly all sophomores, and then physical science is an all sophomore class. And we run on the semester system too, which is different than what I've done. So I'll be done with these kids by like Martin Luther King Day, and then we'll transition over, and I'll have basically the exact same schedule as before with 2 bios and 1 physical science in a different order, but that's how it goes. What am I doing now? I am creating a board game for my kids, or it's something I've created before, but I've lost the pieces, so I need to recreate those again. I just sent the board games, like the physical boards, off to get laminated, but it's called ATP of Life. It's for my bio kids. So right now I am just going to be listening to an audiobook, which I'll talk about in a second, and then I'm just coloring right now my little mitochondrias, as these are going to be their game pieces. The game is basically very similar. I kind of combined like Monopoly and the game of life, where they need to make sure that they eat a lot of food because it's important that they have a well-balanced diet to have the energy that they need to use throughout the day. And so if they land on certain spots, they can eat. If they land on other spots, they lose energy, and the energy is just taken up by like little like monies that I have that I'm going to need to cut out soon as well. But that's what we're gonna do in my bio classes on Friday. I'm super excited. The game is fun. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's a cute time, and I think it's a fun way to kind of learn about how energy is important and that you need to make sure you're properly eating a diet that has carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids in it. And so yeah, the game is super fun, or I think it's fun. I think it's a good time, and it's a great way to end the week. My freshmen though, for physical science, tomorrow they have their very first test, their intro to science test, so it should be super easy. And then we're going to be starting our chemistry unit of physical science, which I love. We're going to be learning about the parts of an atom. We're going to start with that. And then they had their review today, which they did review stations. Now, I like to give open note tests because I feel as though if you did the work and you're paying attention in class, you're asking questions and you take good notes, and I do a lot of guided notes as well, then you should be allowed to use those on the test. Why take them if you can't use them? And so I think that really does help students gain the information better because they're not just forced to memorize it, and then, you know, it just leaves their head as soon as they walk out the door. I've noticed through doing this that the information really does stay throughout the year and the semester and the time in the class because they're more focused on how do I use it rather than memorizing it and then losing it. So I don't know, maybe that's a controversial teaching opinion, but I don't care. I think it, like I said, I mean, I still give them the same test. I still make it all the same, but now they can use their notes for it. And I think that, like I said, it really does help them. And I really want to focus more on like labs and hands-on things rather than just testing for the information. But what I am reading, I am currently reading, I'm on a journey to read all of the Goodreads nominated books. I'm working on 2022 fiction right now. And so I have this thing called a playaway, and this is one of the most amazing things ever. I mean, it's basically an audiobook because you can rent these from the library, which I always do, but you can buy them if you want. It's this cute little thing. The library usually gives me a battery. If not, I keep a spare battery in here anyway. And then I have my own headphones that these ones are just like cheap ones I got from Amazon because I need the little cord to plug them in. And yeah, these are so cool. Like, I don't know, it's just different than like an audiobook. I mean, it's still the same thing essentially, but I like listening to things on Playaway, I've come to realize, because I feel like I'm less distracted, because if you're listening to them through like your phone with like your AirPods and everything, I feel like a lot of the time, like when other notifications come up, that may distract you, or at least it distracts me. And so I really liked listening to things on Playaway because that distraction is lessened. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, you know, carrying, like if I'm walking my dog or something, like carrying this in my pocket and my phone in my pocket. It becomes a lot, but like, I don't care. Like, I think, I don't know, there's something enjoyable about these that I really like. But this book, Demon Copperhead, follows this character named Demon, and it's very much based loosely on Charles Dickens' David Copperfield. And Demon is basically, he's down on his luck. He's a very strong individual young boy, but he has the worst of luck with his mom being going into rehab and having a horrible stepfather. And the narrator is also Southern, as it takes place in Virginia, and they go back and forth to like Tennessee they've gone to. And so I really like the narration of it as well. Does it say who it's narrated by on here? Charlie Thurston? Isn't that an actor? Hang on. Okay, so nothing that like I recognize off the top of my head, but he's doing a fantastic job. Absolutely love him. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it, really liking it. It's very sad, but it's just so beautiful, so good. Yeah, and I'm loving it. I can't wait until I finish all of the Goodreads Choice Awards, because then I'm gonna make a video based on that, ranking all of them. And I'm on chapter 15 or section 15 out of like 65. So I'm not too far into it yet, but it's beautifully written. It's heartbreaking, it's sad, it's familiar. It just feels very familiar. Not that I've gone through anything like that, but I don't know, something about it just feels like I'm listening and talking to a friend. And I really like that. I think that's to the writing style and also to the performance of the audiobook narrator too. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying that. I'm gonna get back to listening to that. You could also put these into your car, obviously. So if you have like a regular headphone jack, like for your car, you can put it in there too. It's awesome. So I'm gonna get back to coloring. I don't really have much of other thing. I mean, I probably should do some grading, but like that can be tomorrow, Jess's problem. And I keep saying that every single day, but I have kind of given myself Thursdays as my grading catch-up day. So I'll just do it on Thursday. I've got more important things to do. I gotta color mitochondria and cut out a bunch of stuff. My hand is gonna be so tired, but I don't care. So yeah, I'll update you when I finish my book or my game board, and yeah. Okay, so I'm very upset. I've changed into comfy clothes. I am back from work, but I'm very upset because usually I come back, I have a little snack, and then I walk my dog. Hello, dog. Hello. Hello. And that's like our routine. And then I usually listen to my Playaway. However, I left it at school. I don't even know how I did that. I left like so many things in my room, and I just like looked in my bag and it was not there. I was so upset about that. So, and like the bad thing is like I could, because I'm also rereading the Disney Twisted Tales series. So like I could listen to that one, but I also can't because I'm currently on hold on it with the Libby app, and so I'm like, I don't even know what to listen to now, like to take her on her walk. Like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but like it is to me. And so that is very upsetting. But hopefully I don't feel too tired today, although these bags under my eyes are not helping me out with that. But I'll usually come back after a walk if I'm not playing my Switch, because I just regot and are starting, because I borrowed Paper Mario from the library, because yes, you can rent video games from your library, especially if you don't want to pay that $60 price tag. So I was replaying Paper Mario Origami King for the Switch because I heard about the new re-release, and even though Paper Mario Origami King was the very first Mario game that I have ever played, I love it, and I'm excited for another one for the Switch. So I've been playing that recently, but I'm gonna need to return it soon, so I may play that as well. But I'm also reading all of the Pokemon manga. I'm on Sword and Shield, so I'm almost done with that one. But then I'm also rereading all of the American Girl books, or reading some of them for the first time. So I'm on Linnea, because I'm going in chronological order. So I may read her book, her next one, because I read the first one. So I have options, but like I'm still upset, so we'll see. So I went to start, trying to get ahead. I really want to try to vlog, or at least like reading vlog updates. So I tried to get ahead, and I tried to start updating and uploading, or like just editing the videos that I had already taken today. But now my computer seems to have completely decided that it doesn't need an E drive, even though I have an E drive that my dad and my friend helped install, and now it's gone. And I saved everything to that E drive. Like even things like I have like my downloads that go there. I have like all my thumbnails and videos and all my programs, and like I'm just so frustrated right now. Like I'm so frustrated on what is happening. I tried to get ahead. Of course, when I do, nothing works. Nothing works. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm gonna try to text like my dad and my friend and see what they can do to help, if anything, because I am such a tech noob. I don't know anything about it. So we're gonna see how this goes. So update on the computer. I don't know what is going on, but I think just somehow the E drive just like died, crashed out. I don't know what happened, but I have another drive coming from Amazon, so that should get me back and rolling. I'm hoping that like this passion, this drive to want to vlog and make these vlogs continues, even with my 2-day shipping from Amazon coming, but I think that should be fine. Man, we are so tired. My boyfriend and I were so tired today. So we're about to just like head to bed, even though it's only like 8 o'clock. Just lay there. I'm about to finish up some dishes and do all that good stuff just to end the beginning of this week. I also realized like this is like my first full week with students. I've either been absent or we've had non-student days, like teacher and service days where they haven't been here. So it's going to be a long week. I can already tell. And since we are here in Massachusetts, everyone likes to come visit during the fall season. So we've had a busy September, we're gonna have a busy October, and it's gonna be great. But no one wants to visit us when it's like all snowy and cold, surprisingly. But while my computer was like updating and trying to figure itself out, I did finish Pokemon Sword and Shield Volume 4. What I really liked about reading these Pokemon mangas is, at least like specifically the Sword and Shield ones, is that the story is when I was able to get back into the games itself. I got a Switch during the pandemic, which I feel like a lot of people did, and I love really knowing exactly the background of the story, who the gym leaders are, who the trainers are, and everything like that. So it's been very fun to read these. I've very much enjoyed it. Hearing the story from the video game now into the manga has been just so much fun. I love all these characters. I love Pokemon Sword and Shield. I can't wait to continue the series. And also, I'm excited for Scarlet and Violet too, because I can't wait to see exactly what story they're gonna have for that. Because that one had like a really heartwarming story, especially with all the characters like Arvin, and I'm excited to read it. So I hope that they keep going with these. I love, love, love them. They are so much fun. Even though most of the time I rate them 3 stars, they're still fun, especially now that I know like what the heck is going on and all of the characters. Like it's more fun, it's more enjoyable for me. So yeah, I finished this one. I'm probably gonna read Linea's next book, the second book that she has, in bed tonight, and then probably we'll continue on with these. Hopes that I get volume 7 from the library. It's been in transit for like ever, so I like canceled my hold and then I re-requested it. So hopefully that will get here actually within a time frame and not be in transit for over a month. So we'll see. So today was a fun day for biology. What we did was that it was smelly, but we took an onion, we took the skin off of it, or like the very outer layer, like after you already like peel off that main layer, and we looked at cells under the microscope, their cells with regular tap water versus salt water, and we were able to see how the cells shrink thanks to them being in a hypertonic situation where the water gets drawn out. So that was a lot of fun, but it's made my classroom smell so bad all day long. But that was the morning. And then the afternoon, my one physical science class, my one freshman class, they took their test today. So they took it, it was pretty good. Nothing too bad, just a quick look over. I think I said in my other one that I like to give open note tests because I feel as though if you take good notes, why shouldn't you be rewarded for taking those notes? And it also kind of, I think, kicks people in the butt a little bit about how, you know, you need to make sure that you're paying attention, make sure that you're taking the notes, because if you miss something, you're kind of out of luck. And I really liked today because this group, a lot of them were trying to take their test without their notes first. And I think that really helps engage and foster being able to know the information better instead of just memorizing it and having it leave straight out of your head. Now, will it leave their heads? Probably, but hey, some of them were really trying, and I was really, really proud of that. So yesterday, I got a few more of my little mitochondria game pieces colored. I'm almost finished. I'm making 6 sets of everything because I have 6 lab stations and lab groups, so whenever they need to go in groups, if they're not at their physical station, then they can go and gather around a table. So that's kind of how it works. But my game boards are finished. That was the main thing I was doing yesterday. I was finishing my game board, and they're all beautiful and laminated, so I got to cut them out today when I had some time. And so this game I created, we're going to be focusing on ATP and carbs and things like that. So this is called ATP of Life. It's a combo of like Monopoly and Life, kind of. So I found like this basic game board, like it has nothing to do with like the forest or trees or anything. But I found this basic game board online, and then I just blew it up, and then I stapled the 2 sides together. So it could be one big game board instead of just on a piece. And I know that these mitochondria are kind of bigger than the spaces, but it's fine, it's okay. So what the kids have to do is that they start in this carb load section, because we learned that the more carbs you eat, the better. And then they get little money points. So I have like money all set up like this that I need to cut out. Based on the different things that they eat. So like the dinner roll is 10, and then like the most that they can get is like a pasta dinner at 100. And so they get through this carb load section, then after they leave this section, they're gonna run into one of 3 spaces. So there's more green spaces that I have around as well, but I also have red spaces. That's going to be obviously the main thing. And when you hit a red space, you pick up a tile, and then you lose your money. So there's different activities. So you might run a marathon or participate in a football game, and then you'll lose the money that you gained. And if you run out of money, you go back to the beginning. But the yellow spaces are very similar to the green, but these are snack breaks. So there's only like a few dollars that you can get here and there. Whoever gets to the end first wins. And like I said, if they run out of money, then they go back to the start. They have to re-carb up and begin again. So I think it's fun. I think I really come up with like some weird ideas for the cards that you may not think about, like painting or taking a test and things like that. Just showing that you really do need energy for everything. And of course they have their little mitochondria pieces as their little movers, because the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, because it has everything to do with your energy. Also, after they pass the carb load station, depending on how much money they have, they're only allowed to move a certain amount of spaces that they roll. So if they have $1 to $15, if they roll a 6, let's say, they're only max allowed to move 2 spaces out of that. But if they roll a 1, they still move 1. If they roll a 2, still move 2, that kind of thing. 15, I guess it should be technically 16 to 50, you can move 3 to 4 spaces. But then if you have over $50, you can move all the amount of spaces that you can. Also, just to show that you need energy to keep moving along. So I need to get dice. I tried to order some dice from Walmart. but the kind that I want were all sold out, so I have to go pick those up. I do have to run to Target today, so maybe I can find some there. But I'm just going to use this period to just keep making my things. I should be done with my mitochondria, but I'm gonna need a lot of cutting because I have a lot of game pieces, a lot of money because I made 6 things worth of it. So it should be a lot, but you know what? That's fine. That's okay. It's just for fun, just a fun way to end a Friday. But look, my game boards, they're so pretty. And now I'll never have to make these again. And hopefully the kids will keep the pieces nice. Maybe I'll try to laminate those too. I have a home laminator, which is so nice. It wouldn't be able to do something like this. It can only do like 1 page worth. But the school was able to laminate this today. So that's why I have that. What else? So I was able to get a USB hard drive from Amazon, so that is on its way. It should be here tomorrow. Super pumped about that, so I can get everything going and ready. Last night I went to bed a little early, even though I was physically in bed. Didn't really fall asleep till later. Couldn't really fall asleep, so I was just like playing Candy Crush. I didn't get to really read. I read the first few pages of Nenea's second book, which I am so upset that like some of the newer girls only get like 2 books, and like they tried to combine them, but the amount of pages doesn't equal how many pages were in like 6 books. So it's not like they're really combining anything just to make it 2 instead of 6. Like it's shorter. There's not as much story, and that's so disappointing. But yeah. So I'm not really in the mood to read Demon Copperhead, even though it's good. I don't know, I'm kind of tired. I may just want to kind of mindlessly color and like watch YouTube videos while I do that. But I'm also trying to come up with a Pokemon trading card game, like mini TBR game, not a huge TBR game. My Book of the Month card shelf, or Book of the Month shelf, it's a cart, is so big. If you saw my reorganizing video, you know how big it is, and it just keeps getting bigger. And I need to try to get rid of some of those books, hopefully selling them on PangoBooks, or maybe giving them away in a free little library. But I want to try to get rid of them. And I want to include like Pokemon cards somehow. But I think what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to assign a genre, a specific type, and then randomly pick 3 cards that I have of those type, create like a deck. And basically 1 card in there represents 1 book on my shelf. And then basically if I pick something of that type, I have the option to pick anything of that genre. So like the psychic type, the purple one, I'll put a picture of it here, that might represent horror or something like that. So then I have to go through all my horror books and pick which one I'm in the mood to read. And maybe I'll just do that super quick, super mini, maybe here on Shorts, or maybe over on TikTok. But yeah, just something that includes the cards that I can start getting a basic idea. But I am a mood reader, so that's why I don't like to create TBR videos. But I do kind of want to force myself to read more of my Book of the Month books. I've also been thinking about starting and getting Aardvark, because they have some really interesting titles that like I've never heard of before. And that sounds like a lot of fun to me. So I'm also going to try to be thinking of some ideas of how I can incorporate that, maybe looking at my shelves online, seeing what genres I do have. And yeah, maybe that's what I'll be doing. Maybe that'll be fun. Maybe I'll include that in this vlog, who knows. But yeah, that's gonna be my day today. I will check in once I have either finished reading something or when something crazy has happened, just like yesterday. Oh, and like I forgot my water bottle in my car too, so I had to use a different water bottle, which is fine. But like I forgot like my lunchbox in my classroom too. I kept going back and forth forgetting things. So yesterday was just like a day. It was a day. I also had to call and reschedule my dog's vet appointment for a later time on the same day. She's been looking at her paws and like really not stopping. They think it's allergies, and I think we're just going to double check everything. But I had to schedule that for later because I had a different meeting that I forgot about, so I wouldn't be able to make our vet appointment. But yeah, so that is my Tuesday so far today. Hopefully you guys are having a very good day, and I'll check in with you later. I have just got back from Target, or I like went to Target because I needed dice. because they were sold out at Walmart when I tried to do online order, but they had them, so I now have dice for my game, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm gonna put that just right in my teacher bag, so I don't even need to worry about it. And I needed to pick up a few other things. I got some toner that I like to use, just the CeraVe hydrating toner that I use with my morning and nighttime routine. And I really want to try this, and I know I'm just getting sucked into the Instagram ads, but I got this Bloom greens and superfoods. I do my best to try to make sure that I include vegetables, but I make very pasta and carb heavy diets, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're important for you. It's what you need to live and what gives you energy, and which is exactly like what I'm teaching my students. But I do want to try to get more greens in, and I got one of those like spinny things. I don't know. I don't drink coffee. What is it, like a frother or something like that? So that should be coming today from Amazon. So yeah, I really want to try this out just to try to give myself more energy, especially in the mornings or even like in these midday afternoons when I'm starting to feel a little sluggish, and just, you know, get some greens in me. But I also did get Starbucks because I am basic. So I'm gonna go upstairs, change into comfy clothes, eat a quick little snack, and then I'm gonna take my dog out for a walk. And maybe I'll try this while I'm at it, this Bloom stuff, see if it's actually any good. Alrighty, so I've spent the rest of today basically just coming up with my system, my Pokemon card system, and then putting my books, getting them all ready and such. So I just decided to be super simple. I have a stack of random Pokemon cards with all the different types in here, and basically probably like tomorrow, because I don't feel like doing it right now, I'm going to pick 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a different genre. I'll then go over here in my Pokemon, or my Book of the Month cart. I kind of put different, based on different genres, I put different energies, so that way I can just recognize it right away. And then let's say tomorrow I pick this Cinderace. This is a fire type, and then I have on here fire equals fantasy. So then I'll look for the different fire types on here, and then I'll pick whichever fantasy I'm in the mood to read. I think I'll probably do like 3 a month, just so we can try to get this cart, which is very, very full, try to get it down and get these books out of here so I can always get new ones. But the different types, according to Pokemon TCG that I have, colorless, I decided to make that any kind of fiction. So according to Book of the Month's website, if it's literary fiction, contemporary fiction, any type of fiction, I put that as colorless. Grass is going to be nonfiction, and that goes for any type of nonfiction, so like short stories, poetry, essays, regular nonfiction, memoirs, things like that. Water type is going to be sci-fi. Fire is going to be fantasy. Lightning is going to be historical fiction. Fighting is going to be horror. Psychic is going to be mystery thriller. Darkness is kind of like that. It's a weird combo one. It has like, I just put like the different ones I had in there, like gothic fiction, magical realism, historical fantasy, something that doesn't really fit with any of the categories, and I kind of wanted to give it its own. Metal is going to be dystopian and YA. Again, just a weird kind of one that doesn't really fit with any of them. Fairy is going to be romance, and then I do have one dragon type card. I don't have any dragon energies, but I have one dragon type card hidden in here, and I'm just going to make that a your choice because I don't have a lot of packs with dragon. Like I said, I just have the one. So if that comes, I get to pick whatever book I want, and I think that's going to be a fun way to not only, because I like to mood read, but I also like to have an idea of what I'm reading, so I think having the genre picked for me will be that good way of making sure that like I have that line of where I need to go, but then me picking from this list is from the genre is going to be my choice of freedom, just what I'm in the mood for. And I have way more cards in this stack, thankfully, than I do books on this shelf. And so, yeah, I'll probably pick one tomorrow because right now we are getting ready to watch the Phillies game. Hopefully they'll do good in their first playoff game. It is a baseball playoff season. So I'll probably be watching that alongside with reading the 2nd-9th book, which I only am at like 2 pages in, but that's probably going to be the rest of my evening for tonight. So I'm excited to get this whole idea of this Pokemon TCG TBR started, and maybe it can expand eventually into something bigger and greater. We'll see. Hello, happy Wednesday. I am definitely getting sick. I can feel it. I tried teaching bio these first 2 blocks. We were learning about ATP and energy, and I'm like, I just don't have the energy to do this. Like, my nose is all stuffy, like I've been drinking so much water because I felt my throat getting so dry so quickly, and it's been a lot. Tomorrow might be a movie day, at least for bio, because we're a little bit ahead of what everyone else is doing, because this is my first time teaching bio at this school with this type of schedule and this setup that they have with the block scheduling. I'm used to shorter classes and trying to get things done in that amount of time, but now I have more time, so I feel like I'm faster than some of the other teachers, and I'm not trying to be, like ahead and everything, but unfortunately, like, that just is kind of where we're at. So I may just give them a day off. I'll probably feel worse tomorrow. I can already predict that I'm gonna feel worse tomorrow. So yeah, that is how I'm feeling today. But basically, I don't have too much to do because my notes are all printed and ready for physical science tomorrow. Now I just need to finish cutting all of the board game stuff for biology for Friday. I'm putting so much effort into this, and they're only going to use it for 1 day, but I don't care because it's fun and I have fun, and they should also have fun with it too. So I need to finish cutting out. I guess I was missing some, or I forgot this other piece, but basically I am making the baggies for all of the different groups, all the different game boards, and so I need to cut out 1 more set of tiles for 1 group, and then I am currently printing out money, which is a lot easier to cut out than like the mitochondria was, because I'm taking it and I'm just nice, easy, snip, just like that, calling it a day. Nothing too wild or crazy. Where's my other purple money? Oh no, am I already missing some money? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's basically what I'm gonna be doing today. Again, I'm just so tired. I don't feel good. So I don't really feel like reading Deep and Comprehend, as that is what I'm still trying to finish, but maybe I will. But I think I might just watch YouTube videos as I cut, just something mindless. But this is the easiest thing and easiest way to get it done, and I don't know. But we'll see. Last night during the Phillies game, I was able to read about halfway of Nenea's second book until I got really sleepy, probably because I was getting this cold. And it's such like a cute and sad story, but also I really wish that American Girl broke it up into the traditional 6 books. I don't like these 2 books. I don't like how rushed everything feels. Even though it's a good story and I'm enjoying it and I really like the characters, I just feel like I'm not knowing enough about Nenea or what I'm getting from her. It's just so sped up and just, I don't know, because it doesn't make sense, because I still feel like I know her better than some of the other characters, but also I want more. Maybe that's it. I just want more from these books and more from these characters. And yeah, I just wish that they did the 6 books. I don't know why we only did 2. I don't know why, especially because if you add up the pages of the 2 books together, they're not the same length as 6 books. So why are we doing this? I don't understand. Especially during this time. I don't know a lot about what was going on in Hawaii during World War II, especially after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, which is essentially Nenea's story. And I want to know more. I don't know why we don't know more, or why we have to take this time and not explain it as well. I'm wishing that these stories were drawn out, even though I do feel like I'm knowing Nenea and her family and her characters. I wish it was more. That would be awesome, but I know that there's a lot of drama and history behind the American Girl historical line, so I'm not surprised that it's going the way that it is. When I get home, I'm probably going to try my new Pokemon TCG TBR thing. It's not like a game really, but it's a fun way to experience that. I do need to run to the library. I do need to return a few things and check out a few things, or pick up some things that I was missing. Last time I didn't pick up something from the library and for a while, and like my boyfriend did. The librarians were like, is she okay? She comes like every day. Why? Is she okay? And it felt so nice that they cared so much. But I have had a few holds lapse over just because I've been busy and just haven't felt like going out, but now I will, and I'm gonna grab some things from there and I'll show you what I get from there. So so that should be exciting. My hard drive is also coming today. It should be arriving hopefully when I get home from school. It'll be there, and so I'm so excited to get that and then get started on videos again, or at least this video, because I still have other ones that I need to do, and that involves me needing to read Demon Copperhead, but I really would rather read it when I'm in the mood to read it. I'm not feeling pressured to finish it or do anything like that. Like, I'll get things out when I get them out. I am in no rush whatsoever. But now it's going to be a money-cutting kind of last block of the day. Hopefully when I get home, I will have my hard drive. I will walk my dog. I'll go get books from the library, and we'll call it a very good day. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I am back. I have gotten home from school. I survived the emergency alert. I've walked my dog, and I got my hard drive. It's up and it's running and everything is downloading, and it's wonderful and beautiful, and I am very happy that came in and that I will be able to get some things finally started. My OneDrive is just acting really weird. Like, it disappeared, but now it's half back, and I don't understand it, but whatever. I have my greens from that powder that I got yesterday, and honestly it's like not as bad as I thought. I just have it in regular old water. I may try to mix it with milk, because I really do like milk, and I heard that some people like that better, where it's like fine, it's not bad or anything. I got the strawberry kiwi flavor because, you know, I love those Capri Sun packs as a kid, so you might as well try to drink it as a green. Hopefully that will also start making me feel better. It's very hot outside. I do not know why Massachusetts decided, you know what, first week of October, let's make it 80 degrees for like the first part of the week. And then I have a friend of mine coming from back home this weekend, because we have a 3-day weekend for Indigenous Peoples Day, and like, it's gonna rain all weekend. And I'm like, why? Why does it have to be 80 now and then rain all weekend? Like, that's exactly not what I wanted. But I have my Pokemon card deck here, and I'm just going to draw like the top 3, or maybe I'll pick a random one in the middle or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna be using this to help me pick out and clean out my Book of the Month cart, which is right over there. I'm looking at it. So again, I'm just going to pick a card, and whatever type that Pokemon is associated with a genre, and then from that genre, I am just going to pick a book. I've put all the energy cards, or for the colorless Pokemon, I've just put like trainer cards in there, and we're gonna see what I'm gonna be reading. I'm hoping that this inspires me to want to, and to remember to read more of my Book of the Month, instead of just opening them every month and being like, ooh, fun, new book, and then literally not doing anything with them. And these are just like random cards that I put together. I tried to have at least one of each type in here, so that way, or one of each type for all the books that I have. I wasn't able to do that with fairy Pokemon, so I will have to reuse those. But I'm excited just to try this out, see how it goes. But our first card we're going to do, is a water type. This is Simipour, who evolves from Panpour. I love these little weird monkeys. Let's see here. Water is associated with sci-fi, which unfortunately currently on my shelf, I do not have any of. I don't have any sci-fi books. They don't really put out, Book of the Month doesn't really put out a whole lot of sci-fi. I wish they put out more, because the very first book club pick for the Sci-Fi Book Club, which celebrates its 3rd birthday this month, which is so exciting, so much fun. I love those guys. We were on a hiatus for a little bit, but I'm so happy we're back. One of my first books that I got from Book of the Month was a sci-fi called The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. Absolutely loved it. I really do want to read it again. And that was a sci-fi, but I haven't really seen much sci-fi from Book of the Month recently. And that was like in 2020. I don't even know if they've had another like sci-fi pick, because most likely I would have picked it. Not all the time, but most of the time. So sorry, Simipour. I'm gonna have to draw again. So let's see here. I've got, another water. I clearly didn't shuffle these that well. You know what? Let's take a pause, because I got another water. I got Vanillish, so cute. And then I got Wishy Washy, again, so cute. So I'm going to try to shuffle these, and I will be right back. Alrighty, let's try this again. So let's see. Okay, perfect. I know I have this one. So this is a Grand Bull, which is a psychic type. Super cute. which is associated with mystery and thriller, which I definitely know I have. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see which one I'm in the mood to read. All right, so got the matching energy, and I have picked Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. Now, obviously, Agatha Christie published this so long ago, so it's not like it's a new book of the month or anything like that, but I got this one because occasionally they like re-release classics. I think this cover is fun. Unpopular opinion, I like the movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was goofy. And I had a good time. So I'm excited to see how these two compare. And I don't know. I just think it's going to be fun. So it is a modern classic. That's what it says on the book. And I got it for like my free birthday book. But under the Goodreads, if you go there, it's classified as mystery. So I'm excited to read this. So it'll be my first book that I'm trying to get done for the month of October to help clean off my shelf. Next, we have another mystery thriller. We have Snubble, who evolves in the Granville, so I love that. So I'll go find another one. Okay, so picked up another one, matching energy to go with it. And this is Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. When I read this one, like the synopsis for it online, like what Goodreads offers, I don't try to read like the full thing, like the full, like I guess back cover you would say. I like to try to pick it out from just a little blurb. I'm like, that's the point of your website. You should be able to draw me in with just such a simple blurb. And it sounded nuts. And I'm kind of excited. It's about like a bunch of like 20-somethings who go on this island. Let's see here. And like crazy stuff happens. And I'm excited about that. I haven't read Rachel Hawkins before. I believe I also do have like The Wife Upstairs, I think is her other book. Or at least that I've heard of. So yeah, we'll read that one as well. And finally, we have a colorless. We have Star Raptor. And so that means I get to pick any type of fiction book. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, this one caught my eye immediately because I've been meaning to read it. So I have just like a trainer card because colorless doesn't have energy. But this is Melody, and I can't remember if this is hollow or reverse hollow, but it's shiny, so that's all that matters. And that's Transcendent Kingdom by Ya Gahasi, which is about this woman who's in her PhD for neuroscience, but then she has a lot of family issues going on and trying to learn more about that, learning more in depth about why that happens and just based on her family issues. And so I'm excited to read that. And it's also not too long. So I feel like that'll help, especially with the size of Death of the Nile here on the bottom. But these are the 3 book of the month books I'm going to try to read in the month of October, thanks to the Pokemon cards, help to pick them out. So that way I can start either selling these on PangoBooks or I can put them in free little libraries. So we'll see if they're popular enough. I'll sell them. Always good to make some money, but like if they put them up for a while and they don't sell, then I'll give them away. Nice and easy. So hopefully throughout these weekly vlogs, you'll see me trying to pick up one of these. Maybe I'll pick them up tonight. I am feeling kind of crappy, and I do want to get through Demon Copperhead. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I could not remember that title because I didn't read it at school, and I really should, and I really meant to, but man, I was just not in the mood. Maybe I will today as I'm working on videos and stuff. So yeah, I'll check back in after I have some kind of update. Alrighty, hello, happy Thursday. I'm still feeling kind of crappy. So I did just end up showing my bio classes, A Bug's Life. We are kind of able to relate it to what we're currently learning, but that really helped out in the morning. So I had more energy, so I was ready to teach atoms, the parts of the atoms, to my freshmen, which I just got done doing. And because it is Thursday, I have tried to make it a point to make Thursdays my grading day. So I'm getting through that right now. I have this big stack from, like, these are for my freshmen. I think it includes up to their tests. No, it looks like just the graph building activity, which is fine. This is a lot of their stuff I need to have up to Monday. So the 2nd, I need to have up to there completely finished with grades at least by the 10th, because that is when progress reports go out. So as long as there's a general understanding of what their grade is, that's all that really matters. But I am going to try to get through at least this stack right now. It really shouldn't take long. Once I do a few, I kind of know what I'm looking for, and some kids I know exactly what kind of effort they're going to put in. So I just look through their stuff. I'm going to put their grades in, make sure everything is nice and updated for them. Reading wise, I went to bed so early. I was just so exhausted, so tired. I just kind of wanted to lay down, and so I did that. And I was kind of reading Nanea's second book as well. I just think those stories are so fascinating, and like I've been saying, I really wish it was a 6-part series instead of just the 2 parts that we're getting, because I'm learning a lot. I didn't really know a whole lot about what went on in Hawaii during, or like right after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and so it's very fun and very interesting to really get to know from some kind of perspective what exactly is going on. Get this notification thing out of here. Let me go back to my screen. I don't know what that is. Okay, good. Okay. So anyway, like I didn't know a whole lot about, like, especially regular old family life of what was going on during that time frame, because it was so scary and no one really knew what was going on. And so I really like seeing that, especially from a perspective of a young child and her older family members, because yes, they're made for kids. These books are made for kids, but that does not mean that they don't have good merit to them. And so I really do like it. I think that those books should be taught, because like I said, I'm learning a whole lot that I didn't know about. And why shouldn't we know about this stuff? Like, it seems so simple, but like, why shouldn't we know about what exactly went on during this time frame? Why aren't we taught it? Couldn't tell you. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Next up is Molly, and even though my sister had Molly, I was not a huge fan of Molly. I thought she was kind of annoying. But that's just me. But I mean, she's one of the originals, she's one of the OGs, so obviously, you know, she's gonna have more flaws than others, especially because of how old the books are, and so you can't really fault her for that. But you know, I'm still just really curious, especially with some of the newer girls I haven't read. Like, I haven't read Mary Ellen. I vaguely remember, I remember when Julie came out, but I don't really remember a lot of her stories. I liked Ivy's story. I liked that book. That one I really liked. But Julie, it was kind of like when I was phasing out of American Girl, which I'm realizing now that I'm older, I like all the stuff that I liked as a child that seemed childish to continue to like as you got older. But then you realize it really just is about what makes you happy. And I love getting back into Pokemon. I love getting back into American Girl and all that good stuff, because it's just been fun. It's just been refreshing, and maybe that is nostalgia talking, but I really do like it. I really do think it's been fun to revisit all those books, and I'll probably rewatch the movies. The last time I saw the Samantha movie, that one made me like cry, but I was watching it at like 3 in the morning. It was right around COVID time, so like I'm not surprised that that was the end result of what happened there. But I do love those movies. I think that they are so cute and fun. And they're just a good time. And so maybe I'll rewatch those. Maybe I'll have a reaction for those. But you can also follow me on Letterboxd. I think I have that linked below in my description. If not, I will link it there. And you can follow me over there and see what I'm up to movie-wise.
I do need to get some reviews written as well. Hopefully if I finish grading, that's what I can do for the rest of the time, because today is my after school day, so I need to make sure I stay after a little bit longer in case any student needs extra help after work. Usually they tell me ahead of time when they're going to do that, and no one really likes to stay after school anyway, especially because we have that e-block, so a lot of people get work done during that study hall break because everyone has e-block at the same time. So I think that's really convenient. I think that's a really good idea of what is the best for students, because a lot of kids can't stay after school, especially in a bigger city like this, that sometimes kids do need to go and work, and they do need to be home for the family and take care of siblings and things like that. And so I'm not surprised if any of them ever need to. So I think it really is convenient, and a lot of students do take advantage of it. I have a good group of kids, and even though they can bug me sometimes, like, I don't know, any group of kids, they are still really fun. I've got very lucky this semester with B group that I have. But I still haven't read Demon Copperhead. It's like, I don't know, I think with me being sick, it's just hasn't put me in a mood to want to read something besides like children's books. But like I really want to, and I think I'll try to get back into it today. Hopefully when I get home, I'll be in the mood for that. But yeah, so now I'm just really gonna focus on grading, and I'll check in later.
Hello, it's now after school, and I forgot yesterday I did go to the library and I wanted to give a little haul of what I've got. I got Pokemon Sword and Shield Volume 7. This one, it was so weird because this was in transit, technically, because I can see like where it's coming from like August, and then didn't hear anything about it. It was like mid-August I was waiting for it, so I canceled this hold, and then I re-got it, and it's here. Don't know how that happened, but okay. I also got Little Heaven by Nick Cutter. This has been highly recommended by Steph from Coffee Over Apples. Go follow her. She's part of the Interstellar book club, so I already have her channel linked down below. But she was talking very highly about this book, and I haven't read a Nick Cutter, so I'm very interested in getting into this, so I decided to get that. Next, I also got Molly's Surprise. I already have the other Molly books, but for some reason I had to return this one and then get it back because this is one that was due and I was getting charged for it. Still have to pay those fines. Then I also got My Hero Academia Volume 35. Just the next one, continuing on in the series that I need to read. I think this is the most recent one. That sounds about right. At least it was at my library. Let's see here, publication date. Yeah, September 2023. So yep, most recent one there. And then I also got the book for the Interstellar Book Club and what we are reading this month, and that is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. I am excited to dive into this. I heard it's actually like really fascinating and a really good start of sci-fi, and especially for the time, which I just looked up, it was published in 1969 originally. It seems like it's going to be kind of like when I read Dune and I realized a lot of similarities or inspirations, I guess the better word is, for things like Star Wars and a lot of other modern sci-fi. So I'm excited to see this, but from a woman. Apparently it's also really interesting and talks about gender a lot too, and so I'll be curious to see how that goes on. But yes, this was my little mini haul. Even when I went to the library, the librarian themselves, they're like, not a lot this time. I'm like, well, I am almost at my limit, so I gotta occasionally, at some times, I need to watch myself before I get something else. But I'm excited. I'm probably going to be finishing these Pokemon books soon. I'm going to finish Nanea today, and then I'll probably just try to breeze through. I think I have 5, 6, and now 7 to read, and then I'll be all caught up, and I'll be completely finished with Pokemon manga. Then I'll probably quickly read this one, just because I do want to reread Yona of the Dawn, so I have all the Yona of the Dawn on my library cart shelf that I have over there, just right off camera.
And so, yeah, that sounds like it's probably going to be what I'm doing today and tomorrow. I'm also going climbing. My boyfriend and I, over the last year, have gotten into climbing as our form of workout, and we like to try to go once during the regular week and then once on the weekend as well. So we usually go on Thursdays, sometimes Wednesdays if one of us is doing something or if we have friends coming over, things like that. But today is our day, and so we're gonna do that after work, and yeah, that's basically gonna be our night tonight. All right, hello, happy Friday. Sorry I didn't give an in-school update. Oh my goodness, I felt so horrible at school today. I don't know why. I think I just didn't sleep well enough, and I wasn't eating the best over the last few days because usually when I'm sick, I don't feel like eating a whole lot. I eat good some days, bad, especially yesterday. So did not feel good at school. We just finished our movies and our bio classes, and every Friday with my freshmen, I have this little routine where we make scientist trading cards, and so we just look up and we look at different scientists every week, and then we create a little trading card based off of them. It's fun. And then I give them 2 articles to read about current events and science. This week there was a lot of stuff with Nobel Prizes, so they read articles on that. They filled out a worksheet for that. It's a nice kind of easy way, so that way they know if they're working really hard Monday through Thursday, this is kind of a reward. And if they do the assignment, which is a very simple assignment, then they basically get an extra A every week. And I think it really does help boost their grades. And what I really like about it is that we get to talk, interact more, and build that relationship more than just trying to always be focusing on learning something new and getting things done and things like that. So yeah, I started it the second half of my first semester last year, and then I've just really ended up liking it. So I do that with my freshmen. I think it's a really great way just to build their relationship with the school and with teachers and all good things like that. Oh, I guess I'm still sleepy. Probably gonna take a little nap, but I do have to do laundry, so I'm about to head it out and do that. But last night, as I was in bed, I did finish Nenea's second book, so Hula for the Home Front. I know I keep saying this, and I know that it's probably getting old, but I just wish these were 6-part series because it's just not doing it for me. It was still good. I still learned a lot, and that's why I really like these stories. That's why I want more of them. But I just feel like this one just ended on a weird, abrupt note. And knowing that there's not going to be another one just makes me upset because this could go and be so good, or we could have stretched things out because they just ended it so abruptly. And I have no idea, what's going to happen because there's only 2 of them, and that makes me so upset. But I mean, I don't know. It's cute. I love it. It's still so good, so well written, learned so many things, but I just want more. But then I finish that, I'll probably get back and read my Pokemon manga. This is volume 5 and 6, and I have 7 on my other library cart. So I'll probably get to those. I do want to edit a little bit today too, hopefully if I'm feeling up for it. And then while I'm doing laundry, maybe I can also continue listening to Demon Copperhead because it is so good. It's actually going to be the staff's book of the month, book club pick. And so usually some of the reading specialists and the librarians, they try to get together and create a book club at school so that way you can read the book, and at the beginning of the next month we have discussions about it. It's fun. It's a good way to spend a Thursday afternoon. And yeah, I just really want to finish that book because it's so good. But I do have my Pokemon manga that I do want to get through. I'm so close to being finished with them. And then I'll also start Molly as well because Molly is the next girl in the American Girl series. Not sure how much reading I'm going to do. I do have a 3-day weekend because it is Indigenous Peoples Day. But I do have a friend, my old roommate from back in Jersey, is coming up to visit, and I'm super excited about that. She's going to be flying in tomorrow. Hopefully there is some rain that's supposed to be coming in, and so hopefully that doesn't delay her. But we are going to be hanging out that weekend, but she is leaving kind of early on Monday morning. So I should have time to get some reading done. But I also do want to play Pokemon Violet because there's a new DLC that was released, and so that should be fun too. And I did tell a coworker that I was going to try to get into it this weekend too, because I told her that a new DLC released and she didn't know that, but we'll see. It'll be fun to update, so yeah, we'll we'll see how the weekend goes.
All right, so happy Monday. Even though it's Monday, I'm going to end my weekly vlog here. I didn't get much over the weekend because I did have friends that were visiting from out of town, and also I felt horrible this weekend. Like, I tried my best and I did everything I could, but every now and then, I think just from my flu left over, which I think I still kind of have now, I just felt so bad. But we still had a good time. I mean, on Saturday, we went to like an orchard, we got lunch, we carved pumpkins. I'll put a picture of them here, seeing the result from all of our friends who were over doing it. And it was a lot of fun. And then Sunday, yesterday, I spent the day in Boston with my friend who was visiting. We just kind of walked around. And even though I had like low energy the whole time, like, she still had a good time, and that's all that really mattered because she was the one coming out. So I didn't do like any reading this weekend, but I just wanted to have a somewhat kind of an ending right here. And then tomorrow for Tuesday, we'll start a new weekly reading vlog. I've had fun doing this. It stinks that I kind of had like a sick week to start with it, but just goes to show you how feeling sick can really just throw off your mood. I haven't really gotten this sick in a while, I want to say. Even though it was probably just like a common cold or the flu or something like that, I haven't really felt this bad in a while, or where it's taken me out for multiple days like this. I probably should have taken off work on Friday so that way I could have prepared for my friend coming on Saturday, but you know what? You live and you learn. I basically spent all day today in bed. I've been trying to eat because I'm slowly getting my appetite back. And so, yeah, I think it just took a lot of energy out of me, and I just didn't compensate with eating as well, which is what I was teaching my students with biology, that you need energy and that you need sugar and glucose to be able to function. And then when you don't do that, especially like times when like you're sick and your body's working really hard in other areas, you need to make sure that you keep it up even though you really don't want to. And so hopefully, maybe we'll review that tomorrow at school. Tomorrow we're going to be playing my board game finally, because I just showed movies on Thursday and Friday because I was feeling horrible. But we're going to be playing our board game. I'm so excited for the board game. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, so that is my week. I'm probably going to, for the rest of the day today, I'm just going to relax. We get off today because it is Indigenous Peoples Day. So thankfully I was able to spend the day and sleep and get all this energy back that I definitely was missing from the weekend, because I was also putting out a lot of energy, making sure that my friend had a very good time, or somewhat of a good time. I'm like, I apologize, I'm like a bum, and she's like, hey, I don't care, we're hanging out, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to see you and our other friend who lives up here. And so, you know what, that's all that really matters. So yeah, probably just gonna relax. I may fall right back asleep, who knows. Maybe watch some booktube videos while also catching up on some reading. Probably gonna read the Pokemon manga. I'm so close to finishing that. But my yawns are telling me other things. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on gabbing.